Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. I've really been overwhelmed by the support and comments, likes for the stuff I've produced, so thanks to everybody for joining. I'm here in my 2019 M2 Competition. I wanted to provide some more material to you guys, and yeah, thanks again for the support. I'm here on a very chilly northeastern day. It's a whopping 18 degrees, and yes, I'm not riding on the stock tires. I'm not riding on my Pilot Sports. I'm on Michelin Pilot Alpine snow tires, so on the 437 rims, which I think some of you have seen. Some of you might find interesting is that I'm here 30 miles north of Manhattan, New York City. You can find yourself in tree-lined roads in southern Connecticut, where the back roads are nice, quiet, and quite enjoyable. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was mods of the car. Let's talk mods. Many of us don't want to keep our cars stock, so what is available for the car? What can be interesting, and what do you think might be the nicest improvements? Well, let's start right at the front. I think one of the things that would be is most interesting for the car is right at the front. Well, actually, let's get to one thing first. Somebody pointed out to me, and on the other video I mentioned how the adaptive headlights are available with stronger LED headlights only with the executive package. Somebody else pointed out to me this feature, which I'll roll this clip. The adaptive headlights have the feature of the anti-dazzle automatic high beams via the stock button directly below the board computer switch. Now, somebody pointed out to me automatic high beams are available on a 1980s Lincoln Continental, and a friend of mine has them on a brand new truck, but I haven't had them on recent BMWs, so this is rather an interesting feature. You select the button and the high beams will automatically come on and off depending on as it senses cars in front of you or even oncoming cars. So it's a rather unique feature. But the other part of it is, as you look on the clip, the high beams are not associated with the second set of bulbs in the front. It's only the one bulb on the outsides. The second set of bulbs on the car don't have bulbs. In fact, they're only empty lenses to give you the impression that it has a quad headlight, which it doesn't at all. It's just a single pair of headlights that are the low beam and high beam. Now, should anybody be concerned that this doesn't provide enough light, oh, you'll be pleasantly surprised. The high beams are incredibly bright. They're really fantastic. I mean, the low beams, as we know, on LEDs are terrific. The high beams are really phenomenal. They light up the sky, I can tell you. So anyway, let's get to mods. Mods in the car. One of the things I did, you'll see in a clip, I have a picture. I painted the front reflectors. It's really nice impression, especially on the Hockenheim silver car with the reflectors painted Hockenheim silver. They really blend in and they look really nice. What I've been waiting for is the Oem Splitter. How long has this car been out? We're in January 2019, and the Splitter is just not widely available in the US. It's supposedly coming in the next few months with some serious shipments, but I still haven't seen them. I understand some people have received them. I personally haven't been able to get one. So, moving beyond the Splitter, I like the carbon accessories. The mirrors. I did the carbon fiber mirror caps, and BMW has great access to very fine carbon fiber production in China. The mirror caps are a huge aesthetic addition to the outside of the car, and they're going to be black versus the painted Hockenheim silver, so they're a nice improvement. Coming to the inside, I've also done a lot of carbon fiber interior additions with polished carbon fiber like you're seeing in all the, you know, Mercedes, Porsche, Ferrari, all of them. I have not yet installed, but have carbon fiber trim pieces for the dash as well. I'll show some pictures of those. They came out really nice, but I have not put them in yet. I'm a little concerned about the super cold weather. Here today it's 19 degrees. I'm a little concerned about doing any plastic parts in the really cold weather for fear that it might easily crack something, even in my heated garage. So I'm really going to wait to do that. Also have the V1 Alcantara wheel and the carbon trim piece. I like the V1 wheel personally because it's Alcantara all the way around. And I found the V2 wheel, while it looks nice, the stylish lip to the top of the wheel, the ridge it has, is actually uncomfortable if you ever drive, you position your hand like this on the wheel. You don't know that from any picture until you have it installed, but especially if you have a manual, you put your hand on the wheel, it is not very comfortable. It is a really hard rim, hard edge to the rim right at the top. So I look forward to bolting that on as well. That might be a more spring edition because during the winter everything is a little more dirty, and I'm really not sure I want to have the Alcantara on the car in the winter. But I think I'm really looking forward to it because I love Alcantara and I love the look of the polished carbon. So I'm really looking forward to wrapping up the interior. I think those will be the only things I'll do to the interior. Now, and you can see I've already done the center console with the polished carbon. I think this came out great. This was Dinman Carbon, for people who want to look that up. He's on Instagram and you know, is a frequent poster on Instagram. Well, I've received a lot of questions about my stereo modifications. And some questions as to whether the stereo has changed from the original version, the original car, the model through 2018 or 2017, because they've, I believe they changed really the amplifier in the radio. I modified all the stock speakers to Focal drivers, and the stereo is definitely louder than it was and clearer than it was in the prior version. I'll show some clear pictures. People have really asked which specific models and additions I've done on the interior. Focal makes a tweeter and mid-range driver set which go into the doors. That's a dedicated set, plug and play, harnesses built in with dedicated BMW plugs. It's really a great set. They have great highs, but not fatiguing, and great punch in the bass. It's a great addition. As well, they have a dedicated drop-in 8-inch set of subwoofers. The car has subwoofers under the seats, 8-inch subwoofers, which provide really nice bass, and the bass is much tighter and really hits you compared to the bass of the stock Bose drivers. It was a great addition. It's not that expensive. The total kit was about 800 bucks. You can buy it from Germany, and Extreme Audio in Germany provides really great service. The rears, you can also put in the dedicated two-way sets, but I'm not sure I would do that for the rears because the rears are more fill, and it's really not that much benefit to spend the money to do the rears. The stereo improvements were huge though. I hope you guys check that out. It is not that difficult to do. It does require removing the door cards though. And if you haven't done that before, 2 Addicts has some great tutorials are available on removing the door cards. Once you've done it once, it's not that bad, but it does require really requires trim tools. Do not attempt it with a screwdriver, credit cards, or anything else. You need to have dedicated trim tools. Griot's Garage sells an excellent set of trim tools. They're less than $30. Once you have them, you'll use them for years. They really don't wear out very easily, and it's a great addition to your toolkit. In the interior, besides the trim, the stereo additions, I did the aluminum pedals. I usually don't go for that on any of my cars. This time I did. Actually had it on my prior car and just unscrewed them, took them off, and put them on this car because they're the same. You'll note that in the UK the pedals are different because the pedal box on the right-hand drive cars is much smaller, so they compress the brake pedal, so it is not the same pedal as in the US. But when you install those, installing them is very simple for the accelerator, because the accelerator, of course, like everything else, is made out of plastic. But the brake pedal is solid steel. And in order to put pedal covers on, you need to drill through the pedal. And with a typical steel drill bit, you're not going to be able to get through that pedal. You have to invest in a titanium drill bit and put the holes in the pedal to put on the to put them on. But you're going to need a titanium drill bit. Benefit is whether you take them off or leave them on. If you take them off and go back to stock, the holes will be covered up by the pedal cover anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But you're going to have to put holes in there to secure the aluminum pedal covers. So move to the back of the car. What I had put on was the carbon fiber spoiler. That is just a cool addition until we ever see the carbon fiber trunk lid from BMW. The trunk spoiler is really nice and can be had online for circa $400. Key with this is it's installed with 3M tape. So this is probably something you want to have perfectly aligned and done either at the port or done by the dealer. My last car, I actually had it done by the dealer, and the dealer only charged me about $100 to install it, which I thought was quite a bargain, given you have to pull off the existing spoiler, clean it up, and put on the new spoiler, which really needs to be perfectly aligned in order to make you happy. So that is something I wouldn't do it yourself. Down in the back, I opted for the OEM carbon fiber diffuser. The carbon fiber diffuser is not changed from the original car. It can be had online at a reasonable price too, and really is a nice stylistic addition to the back of the car. The removal of the stock diffuser is not easy. You'll need trim tools. There are only 2 screws, but it snaps in, and it snaps in hard. You really need to have follow instructions, use trim tools, and you have to pull hard to get it off, almost to the point like you think you're going to tear the bumper off. So the modification is not really for the faint of heart, but it is a great addition. It can be done, do it yourself pretty easily if you take the time. Just locate your hands carefully on the bumper and pull hard where the retaining snaps are. And note the way that the trim inserts are shaped. That'll guide you to pull it the most effectively. But it's a great addition. I did it. I was very happy with the addition. So anyway, that's all I had for mods today. I hope you liked the additions. Look forward to your comments. Please like and subscribe. Look forward to your adding subscribers to the channel, and hope to provide more material, hopefully when the weather gets a little warmer. once again, thanks very much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you soon.